Yeah, Leftover Craig, you did an intro for the split with Citizen Fish.
Yeah, Sturgeon brought me in the studio, and they're out there right now with
Star Fucking Hipsters.
Star Fucking Hipsters.
Mm-hmm.
They flew through Austin, and they were really good. And I know they're down in California right now. They're actually in the van that is MDC's van.
Okay. I just read an old Maximum Rock and Roll interview with you and Ian MacKaye and Vic Bondi. You guys were throwing around the ideas of the relevancy of socio-political subject matter in the hardcore scene. Obviously, you know, MDC being on the forefront of speaking out as far as politics is concerned. Where do you think that the politics and social issues fit in the punk and hardcore scene?
Well, you know, they're there to a certain extent, and I mean, you know, to whatever extent whichever scene we're looking at is in. You know, a band like Behind Enemy Lines, and a band like the Restarts from England, and it's all about that. And then there's other kind of bands where it's a lot less about that. But to a certain degree, you know, I think people, you know, feel punk in the way that society's kind of squishing us all together, trying to turn us into, you know, consumers and to be domesticated, you know, and to be absorbed into the, you know, the greater culture, and hence Hot Topic selling torn T-shirts, shredded T-shirts, you know, like
ripped jeans.
Or ripped jeans and with phrase on them, with patches sewn on, you know, that say no effects, you know, so people can mass produce whatever icon that, you know, there's many different brands and flavors as possible. And I think that's pretty, you know, not where I chose to end up, but, you know, it just is, you know, it's just this part of the world we live in, and the Lord certainly knows NoFX has their place in the universe.
Yeah. Now, how far do you think we've come as a country since your days as a Reagan-era punker? Have things gotten better, worse, stayed the same?
You know, I think the walls are moving in, you know, like, you know, we're in a world where the walls are literally moving in on us. So we're going to feel more claustrophobic and more polluted and more, all that kind of stuff. But I really think America in the last 30 years has gotten to be less of a racist country. I mean, there are still plenty of racists, but where you had a big fat chunk in the middle that were kind of like 50s white people like Leave It to Beaver, who weren't overt racists, but, you know, everyone seemed to know a Klansman in town, it's changed a lot. I think young people especially are less homophobic, less racist. You know, I want to believe they are, you know, that there's something going on in evolution. Because if we're getting worse, then that'd be sad.
Yeah, especially after all we know now. You know, maybe it's just the fact that all the racist dinosaurs are dying out.
Yeah, you know, people had to live through, you know, not Germany turning Nazi. Think about living that 100 years ago or 80 years ago. It's unfucking believable.
Now, I got to bring this up. I'm not sure if it's a touchy subject or not. But you've had a well-documented fallout with HR of Bad Brains.
Yeah, it is. I'm not touchy about it, but, you know, this goes way back to something that happened 28 years ago, and I know it's part of the American hardcore book, and, you know, so lots of people, you know, ask me about it. But, you know, the whole, I mean, you know, the whole Rastafari shtick, you know, involves a certain amount of homophobia, either overt or subtle or whatever. And at the time, HR was saying, kill all the blood-clot faggots. Not just the gay people. I think you know, I personally don't choose that, would not want that for my son, or blah, blah, blah. But saying blood-clot faggots should be killed is,
that's a pretty strong statement.
Pretty fucking strong statement, you know, like, you know, who the fuck are you? You know, who the fuck are anybody? And this is punk fucking rock, and you're going to come with your Bible, and you're fucking blah, 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 you know. And I came from the same place where I worshiped them. I thought they were great. Peter Come, you know, still stays in my head as like one of the 6 or 8 or 10 most distinguishable punk rock songs. I hear 3 notes, I know exactly the song and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, shit is shit, and you gotta call it.
Yeah.
And if you can't do it in fucking punk rock, then where the fuck are you supposed to do it? And if someone's, like, putting down all your friends and just saying all this absurd shit, you know, about homophobia, and you just let them go on, and you just bite your tongue and go, well, they're the bad brains, then fucking I wouldn't like myself in the morning.
Right, right. No, that's a good thing. Did you guys ever kiss and make up, or is it still, I mean,
You know, I have with some of the members with the bad brains, but never with HR.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a whatever it is, and I don't know what his trip would be if he saw me now. If he look at me and smile, look at me with anger. I saw him somewhere in the you know, late '80s, early '90s, and he still looked at me like, you know, the man who supports the blood clot faggots, blah, 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 you know. And I just looked at him like, God, you're crazy as a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
And, you know, and good luck, and, you know, I don't know what to say, you know. And you know, I hope you grow, you know. Don't be hating.
Yeah, it's surprising someone would have those kind of ideas in the scene anyways, you know, unless you're a fucking skinhead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you brought up American Hardcore, the book. Now, as far as the documentary, you were featured in that documentary. Do you feel that film did justice for the history of the scene? Are you happy with that final product?
You know, it's going to be hard to be happy with anything from Sony. I thought the storyline arc was really kind of off. You know, the scene didn't break up because Ian started Fugazi and Henry started selling the, you know, Gap slacks or whatever. Mm-hmm. It kind of made made it kind of a little trite, but I understand they're trying to sell a movie to a big thing. A lot of people have a lot of opinions, so I give the whole project like a B minus, C plus. You know.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm in it 3 times. I thought I said a lot of cool shit, and I looked all right in the movie, but I just like I'm talking now, punk was all about individualism, and they were squishing our individualism away, and that's what it was to me, we kind of like were too late for the hippie society, and when we saw all the holes in that, and the hippie world becoming the cocaine disco world, mm-hmm. and the hip culture, and not wanting to be part of it, and not wanting to be part of this gigantic music scene where, you see the Who with these gigantic stadiums, or Yes, or King Crimson, where you feel like you're an ant with 8,000 other people.
Watch the show.
You want the immediacy of, what's going on in the room. Mm-hmm. And punk was bound to happen.
Now, what's left for a 30-year veteran of the punk and hardcore scene wrapping this up?
What is, I don't know, just safe touring where we don't crash the vehicle. Mm-hmm. I try to work through my shit. Mm-hmm. I just want to get to be a better person for the people around me, for the environment around me. Mm-hmm. My message to be, clearer and with more love and more, all the good stuff. And less worried about chasing my dick around and, getting stoned on doing coke or this or that, and, all that kind of stuff. I'm kind of like pretty clean and sober over the last 9 years, though I did start smoking marijuana. But anyway, yeah. Life is what it is. I just want to get better and treat my friends better and treat the planet better, and hopefully people keep showing up so I can keep doing it.
No doubt, bro.
We're quite lucky to be, here I am, a 53-year-old punk rocker, going out on a tour that's kind of a bare bones tour, and we'll be on the road for 6, 7, 8 weeks, and we'll bring home about $1,500 each, and that'll be that.
No doubt, man. I appreciate your time, brother.
All right.
Everything you said was inspirational, man. And
all right, look forward to seeing you at the Houston show.
Dude, I'm going to be at the show at Reggie's in Chicago, man.
Oh, in Chicago, yep. Maybe remind us with an email and we'll put you on the guest list.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate it.
All right. And you be well, man. Dave Dictor for Dope Sick Radio.